First day on the job, and XNB2's already messed it up. Can't believe it. What do I do? What am I going to do with this robot? Hello, good to see you. Welcome to the stream. I'm supposed to be playing as XNB2, but you know what? That's hard to do. Do I smile? What does it? Do I frown? Or does this? Am I surprised? What is that? I have different colors for different emotions. It's pretty cool, actually. I'm well programmed. Good to see you. It is a little odd. It is a little odd to be a VTuber today. I'm not exactly sure how to do it, so we're gonna practice. One thing I did notice is that my eyeballs are a little too squinty. If I hold my eyeballs open really, really big, then I'm good. But otherwise, they're just gonna look like I'm a little skeptical all the time. Hello, Princess. It's good to see you. Welcome to the stream. How did your stream go? Did you play Hollow Knight, and how did it go? Because honestly, I remember talking to you this morning. You were like, I don't know if I want to stream, but I want to play Hollow Knight. So did you play? It's what a weird little day. Today we're gonna be doing a few things. We're gonna be checking out the game Pulmo, and Pulmo is all about. Hello, good to see you. Today we're gonna be looking at Pulmo, which sounds cool. There's another game I played, like they called Kids. I don't think it's by the same developer, but it looks very similar, and it's a puzzle game. Looks kind of weird, and I'm looking forward to it. It's an indie game, and we're also going to be talking about. We're going to be doing Devo. Going to do a Devo on for Wednesday, and then we're going to jump into that's it. We're going to do weird pictures and weird things that I found on the internet. I don't know what order they're going to come in. We are going to do the Devo first. That's what's important. Played Hollow Knight, played myself into a corner. I don't have what I need to move forward. Uh-oh. Nah, it's boring. What's boring? I haven't done anything yet. How could you call it boring? I haven't even started. All right. Let's switch over to this one. Nah, it's boring. They always talk about how Twitch is the lesser cousin, and it's like, man, actually YouTube kind of a wild west there too. Just being online, being live, man, it's just a weird place to be. So yeah, we're gonna take a little bit of time to just do a little Devo. It is Passion Week after all, right? So we should probably spend a little bit of time doing that, doing Devo. And no problem. With a robot? No, yeah, it's really something. Here's the problem. I'm so distracted by how many things are happening on my screen. So I've got the phone. I'll put a picture up here. I'll put a picture of what I'm looking at up on the on YouTube, just so you guys can see what's going on here, because it's real. There's a lot to process. Here, let me back up. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So here, I'm gonna put this on. I'm gonna take this and put this on YouTube and post it so you guys can see it, so that at least you could be, a little cognizant of why I'm so distracted. Post. Okay, if you want to see it on the YouTube community channel, go there and you'll see what I'm working with here, which is a lot. I got through 5 screens now. There's so many screens. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And if I look up, I feel like I'm looking up too far, and if I look down, I feel like I'm looking down too far. So it's just it's so sensitive. My PNG tuber, not as sensitive, not nearly. It's just mouth open, mouth closed. So We'll see what we can do here. What we're gonna do, we're gonna take a look at Mark 13. I'm gonna switch up the music to be more listener friendly. Oh, where are you? Oh, there it is. Look at this. Is just a little background noise to for all my tinnitus bros out there, and something that we can have in the background while we think. I'm gonna pray real quick, and then we can jump into the talk. God, thank you for the day. Thank you for your love, and thank you that you take care of us. Thank you for walking with us, for giving us this technology, for a week dedicated to think about you, to think about your sacrifice, to think about your last week, to think about why you did it, who you did it for, and for us to worship, especially with attention to our salvation through you. Thank you for all you did. We cannot thank you enough. Amen. What you play? I'm a variety streamer, bro. I play it all. I play everything all the time. And so, like, today we're doing an indie game called Pulmo, and yesterday we played Stardew Valley, and we were all over the map, man. So if you're interested in video games that are like that you've never heard of before, chances are this is the place for you. Okay. So what we're looking at today is we're looking at a passage 13. So this is actually kind of a carryover from yesterday. We talked about yesterday what happened on the Tuesday, right? The Tuesday of Passion Week, and this is still on the Tuesday, but I think it's an important thing for you guys to see before we get to talk about what happened on Wednesday, because Wednesday was a big day as well, but it was not for the reason necessarily that you might think. Okay, so Jesus foretells the destruction of the temple. So when he came out of the temple, and if you recall yesterday, what had happened is there had been a ton of controversy. Like every group in the Jerusalem council, everybody was coming in to try to take Jesus on. It's a big day. So it's winding down to the end of the day, and as he's coming out of the temple, one of his disciples said to him, "Look, teacher, what wonderful stones and what wonderful buildings." And Jesus said to him, "Do you see these great buildings? There will not be one left here. Not one stone upon another that will not be thrown down." Right? Like, so Jesus, the one guy's like, "Isn't this place great?" And Jesus is like, "Actually, it's not going to be too long until this place is razed to the ground," which happened very soon after. AD 70 is when the Jerusalem was just, like, completely destroyed. He was predicting that, right? Bro, I'm Muslim. Good to meet you all. Good to meet you. Hang out, man. If you're Muslim, then you know about, then you understand the importance of Passion Week to Christians, probably. If you have any questions, just ask. So then he gets into this. So I'm not going to do the whole full meal deal for here, because it gets into some really crazy stuff. Abomination, desolation, future stuff. Yeah, I'm not getting into any of the apocalyptic stuff, but we are going to do this because it's an important thing to realize what happens next. He says, "And as he sat on the Mount of Olives opposite the temple, Peter and James and John and Andrew asked him privately, 'Tell us, when will these things be? And what will be the sign that when all these things are about to be accomplished?' And Jesus began to say them, okay, 'See that no one leads you astray. Many will come in my name saying, I am he, and they will lead many astray. And when you hear of wars and rumors of wars, do not be alarmed. This must take place, but the end is not yet. For nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There will be earthquakes in various places. There will be famines, but these are but the beginning of the birth pains. But be on your guard.'" I am reading chat, bro. Promise. "But be on your guard, for they will deliver you over to the councils, and you will be beaten in synagogues, and you will stand before governors and kings for my sake, to bear witness before them. And the gospel must first be proclaimed to all nations. When they bring you to trial and deliver you over, do not be anxious beforehand for what you're going to say, but say whatever is given to you in that hour, for it is not you who speak, but the Holy Spirit. And brother will deliver brother over to death, and father his child, and children will rise against parents and have them put to death, and you'll be hated by all for my name's sake, but the one who endures to the end will be saved." So I want you to put yourself in the position of the apostles, okay? So you, on Sunday, you walk in and it's the triumphal entry. Imagine what they're looking at. They're seeing everybody bowing down and laying down palm branches and, putting down their cloaks and worshiping and calling Hosanna to this guy you've been following for 3 years, that you've been calling the Messiah, that is not only a great prophet, but he's the guy you've been waiting for. And then 4 days later, Jesus, as he's been attacked by everybody, right? He walks in and he flips over tables in the temple, and then he's attacked by every single person in authority. And then he leaves and he goes and sits down on the Mount of Olives, and he's looking over Jerusalem, and he says, all right, guys, this is what the future holds, right? He said, this is what's going to happen, and it's going to be bad. So when you follow me, you're not signing up for victory, and you're not signing up for comfort. It's when things go crazy, things are gonna go really, really bad. Like this beautiful building that you think he's gonna be sitting on the throne of, it's not even gonna exist soon, right? I'm gonna be, he predicts his own death. I'm going to be dead, and your children, the people who follow me, there's going to be so much trouble, and in the end, it's not going to get better. It's actually going to get worse. And so you see later, like, I'm just kind of like scroll down. Jesus is really laying it on, like how rough it's going to be. But then you get this 2 days before. So on the Wednesday, I'm trying to remember what the passage is. I think it's Matthew. Let me see. I think it's Matthew 26. Yeah. So this is the Wednesday. So this is what happens today. So last night, okay, Judas was sitting there. On Sunday, he watches the great procession, but then on Wednesday, things go really sideways. He sits down across from Jesus, and he's listening to Jesus say, things are going to get really, really rough. I think the reason that Judas finally decides to betray Jesus, like it says here, then one of the 12, whose name was Judas Iscariot, went to the chief priests and said, what will you give me if I deliver him over to you? And they paid him 30 pieces of silver, which is somewhere between $4,000 and $15,000, depending on how you want to count it today. Like it was not a small sum. And from that moment, he sought an opportunity to betray him. I think Judas was cashing out. He'd been following Jesus. He'd been seeing the miracles. He'd been listening, kind of, to what was going on. Didn't really grasp the idea that when Jesus said he's going to die, and when Jesus said he's going to be going to Jerusalem and be given up, and that he didn't, I don't think he really believed that, because as soon as he saw Passover, or as soon as he saw the what happened on Sunday with Palm Sunday, he was on fire. And so he's like, this is it. This is what I thought it was. This is what I want. I'm going to be sitting on the Sanhedrin. I'm going to be in front of these people. I'm going to be the one who's important. I've been following him for a while. He's going to become king. And then when he finally sits down on the Mount of Olives and he just lays it out, not only is it going to get bad now, but it's going to get bad later. I think he cashes out. He's like, this guy is never going to be king. He's ticked everyone off. Everybody wants to kill him. They're just seething. Well, and that's it, right? So he was like, I'm gonna get this. This is my meal ticket. This is my gravy train. Yeah, it could be a little rough for a little while, and yeah, he's maybe not super into money, maybe not, but he's a prophet. That's just how things are. But when he finally decides to take up his place, like everybody else, the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the council, they weren't poor guys, right? So when Jesus finally takes his spot, he's gonna need people, and I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna get something from it. And so when he realized that that's not happening, I think that's where he's like, I need to cash out now, because these guys are everybody is so mad at Jesus, they're going to try to kill him. And and so he's like, I'm gonna look for a way to betray him. On Thursday night, right? So he's still there. He's still there. But on Thursday night, and that would be John 16? Yeah. 15. A little further back. Yeah. So the night that Judas, like in the morning, Judas betrays Jesus, sells him up for 30 pieces of silver. Like he then goes for on the Thursday, and they're talking about, you know, what's going to happen. And Jesus is like, if the world's going to hate you, and don't worry about it, because, you know, I love you, and the world hates me too. And it's gonna be bad again. And so this is, I think, when Jesus doubles down again, you get to the end of the Last Supper, which is on the Thursday, Friday, Thursday. It's on the Thursday. That's when Judas leaves, right? He's just like, you get to the end here, and Jesus like literally looks at Judas, and he just takes off. That might be Matthew. Yeah. He just leaves. He can't take it, right? The issue, it's a big deal. And I think this morning, or this afternoon, I think the way that the application I want to bring is simply to say that it's the expectation of what happens in the Christian life isn't always what you expect. The Peter, you know, he's like, I will always be faithful. And then, you know, that night, you know, the next day, he betrayed Jesus. Like literally not very many hours go by before he literally says, I don't even know who Jesus is, right? Your plan and your strength and what you think God's going to do often isn't, right? Often isn't what God actually has planned. But the question is, can you trust Jesus? Now, Jesus does a ton of talking about how it's going to go, and, you know, victory is in the end, and the Spirit will be with you, and he'll remind you, and Jesus will walk with you, and you'll be given all manner of you'll be given what you need, right? Like it's always with hope. The one part here in John is entitled, your sorrow will turn into joy, right? That's not the Bible. That's a little while you'll see me no longer, and again you'll see me. And if you keep going, right, I've overcome the world. Hello, Devoria. Good to see you. Let me just pause for just a second while he comes in. Good to see you. How are you? I done been raided. Hello, Bambina. Good to see you. Welcome. Glad you're here. I'm a robot. Gave XtianNinja the day off, and so I'm just going to be here. He programmed me to be able to be exactly like him in every possible way, but look way cooler. That's how that works. How are we doing? We're doing pretty good. We're just doing a quick Devo on what happened on the Wednesday and Thursday of Holy Week, right? We talked about Tuesday yesterday for obvious reasons. Today we're talking about what happened Wednesday and Thursday. Just to recap, essentially on Wednesday night, Jesus gave on Tuesday night, Jesus gave a big talk about how, you know, things are going to go really, really bad in the end, and being his follower is going to be rough. And then on Wednesday, Judas, you know, he goes and he sells them out for 30 pieces of silver. And then on Thursday, when they're all sitting together at the Last Supper, Jesus starts telling them how it's going to be going, right? How it's going to be going. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. It is connected, right? It's connected always with hope. It's always back and forth, right? You go here, you know, like the only way you're going to get through this, if you're connected to me, abide in me, right? This is the only way you're going to get through. This is how you're going to understand love. This is how you're going to be able to get through the next situation, get through the rest of life. I care about you, but the world is going to hate you because they hate me. They hate it when people are following me. They hate what I teach. If they hate God, they're going to hate you too. And that's going to be kind of your big experience here. But later, but don't worry, I will give you the Holy Spirit, who will remind you and convict you and give you what you need in order to be able to get through this, together with the church, and also individually. When you're dragged before the councils, he will let you know what to say. He'll keep you clean with conviction and know what's right and wrong. And then later, after I die and after I come back and after the ascension and after, in the end times, you're going to see me again, and things are going to be better, but things are going to get rough. It's the application that I'm trying to make today. And for me, it's a big deal. So for you guys know a bit about my life and how it's uncommon. My life is uncommon, which is a good thing, right? I'm sitting on the internet right now, giving a Devo as a robot, live during noon as my job. I have an uncommon life, right? And so that uncommonness is, I think, common. I think it's normal for Christians. I don't know if anybody in chat, if any of you are thinking, my life is going exactly how I thought it would go. As soon as I got saved, or when I started knowing Jesus, or started to walk with him, or started to be curious about him, it went just how I thought it would go. But most people I know don't. They don't know themselves well. God introduces them to themselves, and they realize who they really are. They thought that they wanted one thing, their heart changes, and God shows them something else. They have a future and a plan, and this is what I'm going to do, and this is the money I'm going to have, this is the job I'm going to get. And then God gets a hold of their hearts, and because things have changed, their priorities change, and now they're not doing that. As they work and as they move along, and this is my story, right? As I go, as I'm depending on God. What am I going to do next? What am I supposed to do next? How am I supposed to, what's the next plan? It's never what I think. Never what I think. Like when I started, I thought I was going to be a computer guy. I literally went to school for computer engineering, electrical engineering, and I didn't like it, but that was the plan, right? And as I move forward in my story, right, it's like, okay, then what am I supposed to do? And God's like, stay here at the Bible college. I was only going to be there for 1 year, just to take something, just so I can get through 1 year without knowing what I'm doing, because apparently I'm not going to be a computer guy. Well, now what am I going to be? And God says, stay here. So I stay for 4 years. And I'm like, okay, now I got an education. What am I going to do? Hey, pastors in the area. Hey, regional minister, what do you want me to do? And then, he's like, well, you can't be a pastor yet. You don't know what you're doing. Go figure something out. So I was all the way through, all through 7 years of religious education, to become a pastor. I tried everything. I was all over the place. I tried every single type of job, from washing dishes to taking care of kids to single ministry to being on the worship team to traveling to speaking to small group leaders, like everything, because I was trying to figure out what God wanted. And he, when I finally relented, and instead of me trying to figure it out myself, said, okay, God, what do you want? He did it again. He called me into something that I never thought I would be called into, which is preaching. Then I was a preacher for 16 years. I'm like, okay, God, I'll go do that. Sure. When I went to my first church, the mission was go there and help them to reach Cleveland, a bunch of old people who forgot how to do ministry, go and help them. And so I'm like, all right, that'll be fine. But I didn't realize that when I went there, that even though everybody was a Christian for 45 years, that there were really sick churches. I'd never really been part of a sick church before, a broken leadership church, one that didn't really care about what God wanted, or didn't know how to work together, or literally didn't want anybody new in their church, was like racist. Like I've never been part of that before. So I showed up there, and that was completely a surprise. Then the next church I go to, like, okay, these guys are going into a building program. They got a lot of good stuff going on. They got young people, they got children, they got Sunday school, that they've got a little bit of money. That's great. Let's go. I didn't know when I got there that there was a bunch of skeletons in the closet, and those were going to come out as I pastored. Like my mission there wasn't simply to go and preach and help and, take them to the next level and engage the community, which, that's part of it. It was actually, big part of it was to show them where their weaknesses were, that in the leadership and in their life and in their faith and in how that they see the Bible. And like, I would eventually become, I'd eventually hit burnout there, because I wasn't able to handle all the yuck that they were throwing eventually. Like it was, I never would have thought that would be the way it is. How does being a pastor automatically somehow lead to me, like on the edge of suicide, like on my body breaking down and me lying in bed unable to move? Like how does me following God and saying yes to the church and staying in the church and serving the church, how does that lead to nothing but difficulty and misery, right? Like I don't know. And so I leave that church and I'm headed off to another church, and I go to that church, and it's a church in the middle of nowhere. I go from big church in Cleveland to church in Ottawa to a little church in the middle of nowhere, and it grows like crazy, and everybody's super nice, and I don't know, I've never known what I'm doing in ministry. Like I got married to a woman who struggled with mental health issues. When I started, like that, you think that, God conquers all and the Spirit conquers all and everything will be fine. All we have to do is trust. And, for years and years and years, it gotten worse and got worse and got worse till it was really, really bad. I had children, and I tried to raise them as Christians, and we went to church, and I we homeschooled them, and I baptized, my kids, and like one of my children freaked out, lost his marbles, went to, moved away when he was still a teenager, and then died of a drug overdose. Even though we tried to raise him as a Christian, even though we thought he was, he knew every verse that Awana had thrown at him. We have awards on the walls, scads of them, from all the scripture he memorized. I could never have predicted that. We tried our best. How does that supposed to happen? And it just keeps going, right? Like all of a sudden I'm, now I'm 16 years plus in ministry, and I don't know what to do with myself. What am I supposed to do? And God's like, well, serve online. Like, become a digital pastor from your basement. And I love what I do. I love it. Everything, every day I'm thankful for what I get to do. But I never would have thought I was here. You could never have told me I would have been here. This is exactly what I wanted to do when I was in high school. This is the kind of thing I'd want to do my whole career. And it took until I was 45, 43, until, 43, until I got to do it. It is... The Christian life is often surprising, but here's the thing. Not only can you not predict it, but there is something you can predict. You can predict how God's going to respond, right? That what he's doing isn't a waste. What he's doing is going to continuously work towards your good, the kingdom's good, towards his glory. Right. And I've been able to see part of that. Like the reason, all the stuff that I went through as with church hurt has allowed me to minister where I am now to a lot of people who are church hurt. Right. And all the mental health issues that I suffered with and that my family suffered with allowed me to be sensitive to people who are struggling with mental health issues, which is a ton of people who are on Twitch. It's the golden ticket that allows me to kind of know how people feel through text, right? Through people who are just sending text. Being able to, all of my experience with preaching and teaching and writing and stuff, it all comes, full circle to me be able to do apologetics and be able to, speak off the cuff and do 4 hours of just riffing because, God prepared me for it. Like God hasn't wasted any of it. I would never wish some of it on my worst enemy, but I would never been able to predict this. When Judas, coming back around to the scripture, when Judas saw what had happened to, when Judas saw what was happening, he said, I'm cashing out. I can't trust Jesus. Even though he said, I'm gonna, I will conquer I've conquered earth, I've conquered sin, I have a plan, I am the king, I am God, I'll be with you, I'll send the Holy Spirit to be with you. This is the plan, this is the plan. Don't be surprised when, like, you will be taken care of. We will have a family. Take care of each other. The most important thing I can tell you guys is take care of each other. Things are going to get rough. Like, he warns them and warns them and warns them. And when Judas was listening to that, at some point he just pulled the plug. He didn't want to be there anymore. I think a lot of people who follow God, who listen to sermons, who are sitting in church, who are, doing their daily devos and whatnot, they're kind of like Judas. That sounds really harsh, but follow along with me. They're kind of like Judas in the way that they are following along with Jesus, and they are listening to his teaching, and they are walking with him, and they are kind of paying attention, right? Yeah, maybe they're holding on to the purse a little tight. Maybe they're not fully believing everything. Maybe they're not fully kind of grasping everything. Maybe when Jesus asks them to do weird stuff, or the pastor says, some pretty harsh, really difficult things like forgiving your enemies, or like letting go of your stuff and using it for God's glory instead of your own comfort. And it's like, I don't know about that. Maybe you're there. But at some point, God is gonna kind of call you to the carpet. At some point, God's gonna present you as something that it's gonna be a choice. That's exactly what he presented Judas. Like, he's at the Last Supper, and he's like, here's how it's gonna go down, guys. And what's Judas's response is to get up and leave. I'm not doing that. I think every Christian is handed an opportunity to get up and leave, right? Or trust Jesus. And chances are you've been through that. If you've been a Christian for any period of time, you've been given the opportunity to know that this is the choice before you, right? Do I trust God in this moment with my money? Do I trust God in this moment with my family? Do I trust God in this moment with my health? Do I trust God in this moment with my relationships, or with my future, with my education? Like, God will be like, you can be clear. This is where I want you to go. This is what I want you to do. And you have to add, you realize it's not going to make you the amount of money that you want, or it's going to require schooling that you never thought you'd take, or it's going to take a lot more prep, or you have to leave right away, or like whatever it is. And you are, like, you're presented with, do you trust Jesus? Do you trust God or not? Or are you out? And I think a lot of Christians are out. I teach in the class, in the training, taco training class, that there is one of the problems with why it's so hard to be a Christian content creator is because there's so few that are serious about it, and there's so few that are able to follow along with God and do what he wants, and really like follow after him in the digital realm. And that there are so few, and I speculate, and I say, is it possibly because they're busy trying to get better skills and trying to grow rather than listening to God? And if God's plan is not that they would get big, and not that they would not launch right away, or that they would be on a different platform, or whatever it is, that they just won't listen. And they just so that, no, not this far and no further, God. And then that's why they're stunted in their faith, not necessarily in their growth. Maybe they get big, who knows? But in their faith, their relationship with God, their confidence, their conscience. After, like, Judas regrets, right? Like, he goes and hangs himself, but he doesn't go and ask for forgiveness. He doesn't go to Peter and James and Andrew and John and go, hey, God, I really messed up. Can you forgive me? And he just dies guilty. He's overwhelmed with sorrow and grief and like, just how miserable he was, but he doesn't connect back to God. I think if you're in a place where you have an opportunity, or something is presented before you, and you have a way that you need to move forward, that that's where God wants you to go, but you haven't done it, to not make that mistake, to know that you can always turn around, you can always come to Jesus, you can always ask for forgiveness. You can always start again. Like he's the God of second and third and 20th and 100th chances, because he knows us very well. He knows how fickle our heart is, and he knows how messed up what we are, and he's willing to work with us anyway. So it's never too far. If you're like, man, he's so disappointed in me. I've made so many bad mistakes. I've made so many stupid errors in my life. No, you haven't committed the unforgivable sin. You haven't gone too far. Yeah, maybe you messed up. Maybe you've closed some doors, but that doesn't mean he's not going to use you. Doesn't mean he's not going to love you. Doesn't mean he's not going to give you a family and not going to forgive you. He does. He will. He does. That's what he does. The invitation was like offered to Judas when Jesus knew. Right? Jesus carried Judas around for years, knowing what he was going to do. But he did it anyway, giving him the opportunity to not do it. Judas did. I don't know. So if you're struggling with this stuff and you're having a hard time knowing where you are before God, or what you're supposed to be doing, or you know that you've said no, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. If you're a content creator and you want to talk about it, come to the taco Discord and being like, this is how this means to my content, to my ministry, to my future, is as someone who wants to create. If you're just like normal Christian dude and you want to or dudette and you want to talk about this, come to my Discord and let's chat. I'd love to connect with you. I'm going to jump into the AMA part, or like you guys can ask questions or whatever. But let me pray, and then I'll go to just chatting. God, thank you that you are present and forgiving, and that you are open. Thank you that you are very patient and very long suffering. That you know everything about us, and you know us better than we know ourselves. You know how deep our sin goes, even more than we do, and yet you continuously love us, and you're willing to use us and work with us, even though you could do everything yourself. I pray that we would learn from the story of Judas that we need to let go of our own plans to follow you, even if it sounds difficult, because it is better and it is right, and it's how you planned it, and then in the end it's going to be better. To not think that us holding on to some stupid materialistic thing because we're afraid to lose it, that's gonna be gone after we're dead anyway, that we wouldn't give up our soul for the sake of the world. Thank you. Amen. Let me scroll up real quick just to see what I missed. Connor said, got a fix blood pressure on Friday and just got screamed at because I have cats and ants on my counters. A cat and ants. Cats, plural? A cat and ants. But it's Jesus Talk from NinjaBot. Yeah, I'll make your life better. Don't worry about it. Cat. Hopefully the cat is eating the ants. Maybe it could be like a woman who swallowed the fly situation. Yuke says, it's not just new Christians, every stage of life. Not what I thought it was, but God takes care of it. Yeah, it seems like every stage, there's always something, and it's always a surprise. I need to smile more. Then it'll be yellow. But if I'm just normal, it's white. If I'm sad, it's red. Grumpy, it's red. I'm surprised. It's purple. I love this model. I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell you who made it, because I would love to give her all the credit in the world, but she specifically said she doesn't want it. Yeah. So if you have any questions, or you have any comments, you have any pushback, now's a good time. I'd love to hear what's going on. You want to see some other things it does? Check this out. It has a thinking animation. It has a heart animation. If you have any question, it's questioning. What? What? There's this one, which I'll be using often as I die. And there's this one for when we know stream is going to be over soon. Okay, let's switch to a different music track. That was actually pretty good. That ended right on time. How about some epidemic disco? No, maybe not. How about epidemic? The live streaming? Let's go with live. What does it think I want to listen to? A song that starts backwards. Hooray. Let's try Sunsets. Is that going to be nicer? I don't know about this song. No. No! Let's try the mental health list. Maybe we can all get our mental health better. This is, yeah, it's literally called Mental Health by Epidemic. So if you don't feel better after this playlist, you can complain to them. Okay. Well, if there's no comments or questions, why don't we jump into the game? Okay. I think I need a controller. I probably need a controller. We're gonna play Dice with Death next week or tomorrow, depending on if I get permission. I asked, like, it doesn't have an embargo, but it doesn't come out till May 6th. So I'm asking, should I play it in advance because it's meant to be an ad, or should I do I have to wait? So I'm waiting. But today I know I can play this. So here we go. Library. Pulmo. Play. Oh, that's not where I belong. I'm about to go down here. I will now. You guys can hear it. Why can you hear it? That's weird. I didn't add it. You guys can hear it, right? Yeah, oh, you can't. Weird. Okay. How's about now? Oh, hi, Wolfcat. You can hear gaming. Well, that's what that's what I was asking. I don't want to start the game. Good to see you, Wolfcat. Let's see what we can do here. Click and then. It is not a controller game. Good to know. I will now get my mouse. But we'll give the illusion that it's a controller game by continuing to use our controller as XNV2. All right. Later, Jones. Have a good one, man. Settings. Image. Yep. Music sound. Oh, it does have a controller. But I want to use, maybe I want to use a controller. I don't know. Let's find out. We'll keep the controller on and we'll see what happens. There it is. New game. I need to change my category. I just realized. It is butterfly. Hello, I am butterfly. Left stick to move. Oh, look at me go. Ooh, I'm working in 3 dimensions. Neat. They don't hit that button. I'm gonna go. Nope. Can't go that way. Can't go that way. I guess we'll go down. Flowers. Isn't that nice? I. Or is that 1? Chapter 1. Sure. I thought it was gonna be a sentence. What's up, Wee? Good to see ya. Okay, I'm dead now. I fell off. Am I dead? Did I die? I did. All right, cool. Don't go that way. We'll have a bunch of guys. Let's go this way. Oh, that's not good. But I think the only thing we can do here. Can I jump? Can I move? Can I do anything? Other than... Ah! Ook. Did it there, I didn't die. I wonder what it wants me to after this play Undertale. Dude, bro, I'm never gonna play Undertale because I'm not an RPG guy, so I wouldn't get any of it. I wouldn't understand the game. Alright, this way. Is it meant to be a puzzle? I've hit all the buttons. I don't know what you want. What does it want? Stay here for a little while? Don't fall off? It's a puzzle game, okay? So it's designed to be a puzzle game. So what if I go this way? Nope. I do play every game. I play a lot of games, but and maybe someday I'll play Undertale, but I also know that the Undertale isn't made for like people like me who don't really get the RPG memes. Just gonna do one at a time? Just one quick suicide? I don't... Okay, now what? Just this guy. I did it. Ego. That was called ego, as in I need to be the one who wins and everybody else doesn't. Okay. Okay. I'm not against Undertale, don't get me wrong. I just don't think it's a game for me. Plus it's been played so much, right? Two. Chapter 2, Part 2, Section 2. The 2. Look, it's a pile of people. Hello. Give him a push out of the way. Get out of the way. I didn't think I was gonna kick him. Alright, okay, cool, I guess. Gonna keep booting dudes off of this ball. Why not? Get off my sparkle. It's mine. And you can't have it. Gimme. I win! Hooray! Now I'm looking around. I'm so tiny. Data Wing. I've never heard of that. What Data Wing? I've never heard of that game. Sounds interesting. Toi. Off we go. Or, no? Up we go? Alright, sure. I'm back to being these guys again. Hey! You wanna be my friend? You don't wanna be my friend? You wanna be my friend? Do you wanna be my friend? How about you? No? How about you? Be my friend. Nobody wants to be my friend! Be my friend. I love you. Give me a hug. Guys, come on. You're so mean. You. Give me a hug. No? You, give me a hug. Oh, dang it. Shepherd. I got an achievement called Shepherd. I don't think that should be called Shepherd. That's quite the opposite of shepherding people. Oh look, I'm in a graveyard. And it's all cracking. Well, tell me about it. What's the game like? Okay. Ivy. Ironic. Because the cracks look like ivy. You know what I'm saying? Let me go. What are we gonna do? A windsock. Hello, windsock. Can I have you? What about you? Whoa, okay, hang on. Is that a tumbleweed or a spider? Let's assume it's a tumbleweed. Ah! I'm supposed to stay on the screen. I assume I'm supposed to stay on the screen as it blows me around. But it doesn't blow very hard. Or am I supposed to leave the screen? No, I'm supposed to stay on the screen. All right, pray for me. I need to sit down. The poor XNB2 is gonna get so confused. All right, here I sit. I can do no other. Literally. Bro, tell me about it. What is it? Okay. This guy gonna give me a hug? Hello? Hello? Give me a hug. People are very anti-hug. Wait, touched him. Is this tag? That's a lot of people. It's like going to the mall. On Black Friday. I'm going against the crowd because I'm cool. I presume that's the job. Doesn't actually say. There's no buttons either. Like, it's not like I can grab onto somebody. Pressure. That level was called pressure. As in peer pressure? Now I'm making friends. Oh, I'm not happy about it though. Yeah, that's me in a crowd. Yep. Super accurate. Hello? A racing game. Oh, that sounds fun. I like racing games. Ow! If you keep pressuring me, I'm gonna time you out. You're just being bossy. That made me anxious, right? I think this game is meant to be kind of visceral. Do I need to sing now? Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Or just stay in the middle. Because I'm important. I assume this is don't get out of the spotlight, even though it moves around a lot. Woo, 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 woo! I'm chasing the spotlight. This is metaphorical. You beat it. Focus is the 6th level. And this level is called Saskatchewan. I feel like I should put on my 3D glasses. Do you guys see the little bit of chromatic aberration? Is there enough detail for you guys to see that? Oh. I'm in flowers again. I will step on them. Tap, 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 tap. Flowers are the worst. Must crush them all. Gonna go eat a butterfly too. Ooh, a maze. This feels more game-ish. Where am I? Up in the top corner. Okay. Was I supposed to memorize that? I hope I wasn't. What are you? Are you bad? Are you good? Oh, that was a good thing, I think. We'll get that one next. As I can see it. Oh. Anytime you see a maze, oh, thanks, sweetheart. Do you every day? No, I stream Monday to Thursday from noon till 4. Except, there's a new exception to that rule. On the 5th day of the week, 5th week of the month, which April has one, I plan on doing a subathon. And the subathon will be dedicated to one game. So I made a list last night in bed after midnight because I can't stop working because I'm sick in the head. Hello, Games and Sermons. Yeah, long time no see, bud. Of like 4, I think it was about 6 or 7 games that I thought might be good to play. Yes, I always decide ahead of time. Yeah, unless things go really sideways. Like if this game would have been terrible or broken or something, then I would have had to make another plan. Whoops, this way. Not that way. Yeah, so on the 5th week, we're gonna do a subathon. I've already asked my family about it, and they have told me it would be okay for me to do a legit subathon, like as in like run a timer, stay on for a long time, basically do the whole week, you know, uncapped. It'll be my first time doing that. Oh wow, okay, that was not the right way to go. There aren't very many corners in this, you know? Like it's like a one long hallway and then a corner. And once you go the wrong way, you've got to go all the way back. How are we gonna get in there? I think if I go this way, it'll end the level. I don't want to go this way. And it'll give me heck for not cleansing them all. I'll see what happens, but I think it'll end the level. That was called Theseus. That level was called Theseus. But I don't think I cleansed all my sin or whatever I was doing, saving my neighbors. I don't know what I was doing. But I only cleansed half of them. Do Japanese people have the river Styx? Is that what's going on here? My amazing daughter just brought me a bow, B-A-O. And as a robot, I don't have a mouth. So I'm just gonna mash it into my face. Like, who was that? Like, well, I guess like Cookie Monster, but there was a robot. Oh, it was in, Final Space? Yeah, Final Space. I don't think I was supposed to I need to avoid getting hit by that. Then there's a robot that wouldn't let the main character have cookies. That was close. Stop throwing dudes at me! Whoop. I got an achievement for going over a body. Bro, stop it! Please help. Oh! Right in the shins. Hello, cute potato. I wish I could run. I wish there was any kind of other button. This is all I get. If I just keep going straight. No. Straight is not the answer. I got a video game, this bad boy. We'll bob and weave. Whoa. Why are they coming so fast? Maybe they come faster near the edge. Cause that was too fast. Ow, first try. Dang it. Alright. You can't run straight. You always gotta run serpentine. Then they can't see it coming. Yeah, they're trying to predict your movement. Oh, come on! I was tooting my own horn. Look how great I am. Look how awesome I am. Gets killed immediately. All that matters is those circles on the ground. You just don't touch a circle and you're fine. Whoop, that. I should have stopped. Maybe I should just stop running and let him hit the ground. That's the secret. Stop going forward for a second. I'm just worried that if I pause for even a moment, they're gonna throw another body at me. Dang it. This game is harder than it looks. I'll use my grumpy face. Actually, this might be a time to throw that on. There we go. It was in a puddle. I couldn't see it. Not my fault. Maybe this one's more appropriate. Loading. Loading. Using brain power. What? Oh, it is in 3 dimensions. I thought it was just avoid the circles. If you're too far to the right of a circle, you will get hit. Wow, that's hard. Dang nabbit. Always pass on the left. Brain, always pass on the left. If I was a real robot, I would have learned by now. Sadly, I was programmed with XtianNinja's brain, which means I've only got so much gaming power. The rest of it is dedicated to trying to remember anime titles. Whoa! Dang nabbit, they're so fast! There's no button that goes quicker. Like, I can push all the buttons, and it doesn't do anything. I just don't like this. All right, we're gonna go this way and just kind of cheat always to the left. I think it's getting harder. I really do. And there's no, like, skip button. I'm gonna have to game this one. That sucks. Use actual brain power to actually win the actual game. Dang nabbit. If you hit the puddles, you go slower. Yeah, going right is just murder. There's no right. There's no right to this. We just leave? No. What do I just go over here? Nope, that's a terrible idea. Just the worst. I start right, and then I just start going left after this puddle. Golly. There's always, every time you play an indie game like this, it's always the same thing. There's always one level that is completely unbalanced. Like everything else makes sense, and they're like, let's make this one super hard. Oh, come on! Oh, I was so close the first time. Uh-oh. Okay, it's cutscene. I thought I was gonna have to run with like 8 guys. 9 guys. Life, am I right, guys? I've been released. Now what?
There will be a day when you hurt someone you will never know. There will be a day when you kill somebody. Though everybody dies, everybody dies, everybody kills, everybody hurts, and you know someone will eventually hurt you. Nothing ever changes.
I gotta hurt them.
It's not a burden, just a new page for rest. I don't wanna be a scar, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been hurting from the start, but I beg you anyway.
Existential, guys. We're being existential today. Life is pain. Let's keep picking on one guy. Would you please lie down? How many times I gotta beat you up, bro?
Everybody dies, everybody kills, everybody hurts, and you know someone will eventually hurt you. Nothing ever changes. The pain is not a burden, just a new page for rest.
Oh, it's a
Be a scar,
pattern.
I don't wanna be a
So I can get inside the head of the guy. It'll be this way. Nope. Sit down. You heard me. Sit down. Boom. Love a duck. I'm not inside the head of the creator. But this way. Nope. Sit down. This one. Yeah. Dang it. Bunk. 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 Nope. They keep getting up. So annoying. Who haven't I tried yet? Bottom corner guy, I guess. There he is. Okay. Top corner guy. Darn tootin'. Bottom left. Bottom guy. Dang it! Donk. 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 What? It's a very sad song. Bonk. 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 There's only one I haven't tried. Bonk. Bonk. So wait, come on. Bottom corner. Bonk. Dang it! Hope that was wrong. I think it's this one. Ah! My tiny brain won't remember more than 4 things. Come on! It's gotta be the farthest one away, no? Dang it. Almost got it though. Where was it now? It's up. Dang it! Got him! First try. Yeah! Scar. I love what's called Scar. Space Polaroid. It took a space Polaroid. Is a dinosaur there? Ow! It went landed up, but I'm okay. That's okay. I'm okay. This is definitely going to be don't touch the water, yeah? I'm wrong. Okay. We'll just keep going. If I go underneath it, I'll die. Yeah. Alright, so it's find the thing under the ocean. No problem. No problem. Dead center. Oh, there's the buoy. We gotta get to the buoy. Hey, we'll get it! Come on! Did I get there? No. Let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out! So I can't cheese it, apparently. Just like you can't cheese life. You hear that? That's just universal truth. You can't cheese life. Now there's two boys. Is that counting my death? Am I trying to get across this thing? I thought I was trying to get to the buoy. I'm not. Where are we headed? Whoa! We're doing little splashes. Just little one. I'm trying to stay on right angles. Woo! Okay. That was a sharp corner. Okay, cool. A weird level, but I kind of neat. It's kind of neat. I like how the ink is like sticking to you and then falling off. But the falling is getting more abrupt as I get further along. Like all of a sudden it's like extremely sharp or steep. Hello. The music is very tense. But I'll be darned if I know I'm supposed to be going. Yay! First try. Hey, I didn't die that many times. Only died once. False advertising. Oh, there's one of me that's not dead yet. Hello. Wanna be friends? I'm friends. Finally made a friend. I've killed so many. Yay. Look, friends. I'm sure nothing bad will happen when we zoom out. DNA. Let's go. That was fun, I think. I'm not totally sure. But the advertisement now, because that was free for me, is that it's coming out on console. If you found that interesting and you want to do that, it's on console. Fun. Plush the cat. Ezekiel the cat. There's a lot of cats. Sylvania the cat. Surprising amount of cats were involved in the making of this game. I'm somewhat surprised. Select level, new game memories, music player settings. Quit. Well, that was pretty fun. That was pretty fun. So we're the next week or possibly tomorrow. There's a game called Dice with Death that I'm gonna try, and it's hopefully gonna be fun. That was a lot shorter than I thought it was gonna be, and so the plan now. What was my plan now? I did have a plan. I don't remember the plan. I don't want to do Stardew again. We can go to Stardew. Wait, we do Stardew, or I could just stop playing. What do you think of that? I'll turn on some music. That was pretty fun. Oh, I didn't show you. We didn't do the weird pictures. I just remembered we're doing Weird Wednesday. That's what we gotta do. I forgot. Let's go to this screen. Cool. There we go. This is a Coke machine that you have to hug. And if you hug it, you get free pop. Which is, that's weird. Would you agree? These are, this is a soup made of flip-flops. That's something. Researchers played continuous loops of Led Zeppelin, A Tribe Called Quest, and Mozart to cheese wheels to determine how sound waves impacted flavor. Cheese wheels were exposed to hip-hop music, had the strongest flavor. Now you know. You are now manually breathing. That is going to be a problem. I'm a robot, so I don't breathe. You know what I'm saying? It'll be okay. Good try. I have this picture. The reason I have this picture, not because it's weird, but because somebody asked me a couple weeks ago what my favorite game was when I was a kid, and because I'm 1,000 years old, it was this. This was my jam, man. I love this. I don't think it like, it's got so many cool things happening. Like, it's got gas, it's got your speed. Like, these things really did change. I thought, and when you turned the key, it went boom. Like, it was so fun. I really liked playing that. That was my favorite game growing up. Is this a video game? That's a video. It's a game. Does that count? This is a house that I found somewhere, and it's not AI. I try very hard to not find any AI pictures because, you know, for obvious reasons. It's not as fun. It was just weird because someone typed in a prompt. Not as fun. Electronic games were fun and original. That was fun. That was, I don't know. I don't have a lot of memories from my past, but that was pretty fun. Let's slide me over it. Scotch. Yeah. Keep going. Here's a table made of hands. So that's a thing. And then the bottom is feet. I don't know where you're gonna put this. I don't know what, like, what's the word when you got a series of decorations that all kind of match? What, scheme? No, that's not right. The word. I don't remember the word. But anyway, I don't know what you'd need to be decorating around this, other than, you know, maybe the Cthulhu handrail would go along with that. Would it? Does Cthulhu go with hand and feet? Probably. This looks like if you tripped on it, it would actually hurt you more. Another piece of something. I don't know what to call it. Art? It's a piranha that has been taxidermied and painted to look like fine china. So there you go. Now you've seen that. Here's a stool. Got feet, but it's also got underwear. So I don't know what to do with that. I don't know what's going on there, actually. Why do you need a belt if you're only wearing underwear? Where do the belt loops come from? It's very confusing. And yet somehow also kind of cool. I'm a little sleepy. Lo-fi makes me sleepy. There's always art. I don't know why, but But there seems to be a lot of art of people sticking out of walls. Just, you know, being in a frame, but also not in the frame. But I like the addition of the hands. But this has lyrics, I'm not going to listen to it. Because I can't do lyrics. I won't be able to speak. I've only got so much RAM. You know what I mean? Yeah, can't do that one. Sorry, I apologize. I grabbed a whole bunch of new music this morning to see if I could not get demonetized every time I try to stream. Here's a dresser with it on it. I don't know where you're supposed to put that. They did a really good job on it, but I don't think I'd want that in any room. Just seems like a terrible idea. This isn't so weird as it is something I didn't know until today, and it sounds right, so I'm going to pass it on to you. Not that I've ever looked into it, but if it sounds right and it's on the internet, you know, I mean, that's at least got to be partly true. Why would they put it on the internet otherwise? Says your microwave food is half boiling and half frozen because it's spinning too close to the center. I always center my food in the microwave. It's just my brain is like, this is how you do it. You center your food. But this is the first time I've ever thought about it that, you know what, maybe it's right. Maybe you shouldn't put it in the middle. Because if it's in the middle, I don't know, maybe it's because the pile, it's shielding it. I don't know. But from now on, I'm going to put all of my food off center. Just to see what happens. And this is the last one. I think it's a terrible tip, and I don't think it's going to work. Because if you're uncomfortable with looking someone in the eyes, look at the bridge of their nose between the eyes. Microwave only penetrate about an inch. Ordinary convection does the rest. Okay. So if you have the pile, okay, all right. Then yeah, that makes sense. So my theory was kind of correct. I just think it would be weird that if you can't look someone in the eyes and you're staring at the bridge of their nose, I don't think that would be better. Like, if I'm looking at the bridge of your nose, not only am I probably looking cross-eyed, but I'm not going to be looking you in the eye. And humans are very good at knowing when you're looking them dead in the eye. But it's just as intimidating. And actually, I would think I wouldn't be able to concentrate on what I was doing because I was staring at them, like trying to wrap attention to the center of their face. I don't think that would work for me. That's awfully soft. Couple of articles I found. This is a guy invented a power suit in China that turns you into a centaur. It makes you look like a centaur, but it reduces your energy consumption by up to 35%. So I don't know how. I assume somehow. Like, does it lift you up? It must, a little bit. I don't know what it's doing. Hydraulic powered suits that help the wearer lift and carry heavy objects or move around with ease have been around for years, but a team of Chinese researchers recently launched a new and unusual model inspired by the mythological centaur. Aptly named Centaur. Bipedal robot that attaches to the wearer's back, walking up behind them as an extra pair of legs. These robotic legs follow the user's movement and respond naturally to changes in direction and speed. It doesn't seem very useful. I agree. What does it do though? The robotic legs can take on any burden completely, and they're less likely to impede the wearer's movement. Oh, so it's like a backpack. You can put things in and on it. Yeah, it carries your backpack. Yeah, go to school with that, guys. I'm sure you won't get picked on. That's so dumb. Let's see it in action. Yep. Supernatural. Looks just like a centaur. He definitely is not pulling it along with his waist, and it's barely keeping up. That's not what's happening there, for sure. Nerd, right? And the backpack is clearly so heavy, it would be impossible for him to just carry that around. I mean, science has got to start somewhere. You know what I mean? It's got to start somewhere. I'd pixelate my face too, but only for a bit until he turns. Yeah, wow. Just wow. Yeah, I know it can follow, bud. But here's the thing. What the stairs? That's something. It doesn't do him very well though. It's trying so hard. Look at it go. Does ramps, okay. It does little stampy stamps behind you when it gets upset. You can go 1,000 miles an hour. I don't know. It's not for me. Liquid dementia. No thanks. Did you hear about this? The great Kit Kat heist? There was a truck full of Kit Kats that was stolen en route from Italy to Poland, and they stole 413,793 Kit Kat bars. I don't know what one does with 413,793 Kit Kat bars, but you apparently can sell them. But they said here, I read it a little while ago. They said they can track it based on like the numbers, like the individual numbers or whatever that are on the bars. So they're gonna get found apparently. I don't know. They can't find the vehicle, but if they ever try to sell it, like, I don't know, with gas stations, it's like trying to rip people off with like bootleg Kit Kat. I don't know. I don't know. But that was weird. I thought that was weird. All right, dudes. That was fun. I'm gonna rate out. Today's been very. So far so good. So let's not push it. I'll raid you guys out to somebody that's being more interesting than me. Where can I raid you out to? I guess we could go back to Jade. He's still doing his birthday thing, so it'd be better to help him out. It's always nice to be raided into when you're doing a thon. All right, guys, I appreciate you being here. I will talk to you tomorrow for Thursday when we're gonna probably put together some more Lego. Bye bye. And goodbye, YouTube. Appreciate you being here.